everybody. If you are bad at eyeliner and you have been trying to figure out how to do eyeliner, I have the perfect trick for you that actually doesn't even involve eyeliner. So that is what today's live tutorial is going to be all about. If you guys are on the replay, make sure you say hi. If you're here live with me, I see you guys popping on. Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for catching me live. Come say hi to me in the comments so I know who's here. Hi guys. Today's tutorial focus is going to be all about eyeliner, but I'm actually not going to be using eyeliner. I think if you are terrible at winged eyeliner or any type of eyeliner, you're really gonna like this trick because I cannot do eyeliner to save my life. If you caught my live on Monday, then you know that. No matter what I do, no matter what I try, I cannot get it right. Like before I know it, my eyeliner is like clear up to my eyebrow. It's super thick. Does anybody else, can you guys relate to that at all? Throw me some hearts, drop it in the comments so I know I'm not alone. Anyways, I was with my sweet friend this past weekend. She is incredible at makeup. And I was like, I need you to show me how to do this wing eyeliner because I just cannot nail it. I cannot figure it out. And she was like, I got you. So she showed me two different ways. One was using an eyeliner pen, which I showed on my live on Monday. So if you've missed that, definitely check that out. Today, I'm going to show you how to do it with a oh, that's the wrong brush. With a brush, but using eyeshadow. And who here, I want to know, the brows. Thank you so much. I spent a little extra time on my brows today. I am seriously considering microblading, I'm not gonna lie, because it's really a pain to have to do this every single day, and it's just time consuming. But don't skip your brows, you guys, because they are the framework of your face. But I want to know, you guys, I'm curious. I have always put mascara on my bottom lashes, and I'm seeing a lot of girls not doing that anymore. And I feel like when I don't do it, I look weird, but my friend was like, that's just because it's something different. So try it without it for a while. Who here does not put mascara on their bottom lashes? Or who here does? Because I genuinely want to know like what people are doing these days as makeup trends are just constantly changing, I feel like. Hi guys, I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Hi Donna, thanks for being here. Oh my goodness, Dawn, you're beautiful without makeup. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see the winged eyeliner. Sweet, well, I'm going to deliver that for you. And actually, we're going to start with eyes first. I'm trying to I get set in my ways with how I do makeup, but that's the fun thing about makeup, you guys, is it can be done in whatever order. It really doesn't matter. A lot of girls do their eyeshadow first, and I'm starting to see the benefits why, but it's really hard to untrain my brain because my brain just, I get in my groove of this is how I've always done things, and it's really hard for me to change that up, but I'm working really hard to get out of those habits and try new things and see if it works better. If it doesn't, whatever. That's the fun thing about makeup. So we're going to start with eyes first. You're a tattoo artist for brows? No way. Please don't microblade. They blur out. Powder brows is the way to go. Really? Leanne, this is amazing. I need to go to your page now and check out your work. That is an awesome thing to know. Now I'm curious because it just leaves what do you mean by they'll blur it out? I need more details, I feel like. I never do. I do mascara on the bottom. Okay. I used it for a very, very long time, but now I don't. I have long spider lashes and now they look really weird. Oh man, on your bottom lashes, they look weird, you think? Okay, so I feel like we're kind of half and half. Some of us wear it on both the top and bottom, some of us don't. So the way I'm going to show you guys this eyeliner today is going to be without mascara on the bottom lashes. And there's two main tips that I want you guys to take away from this, okay? So this is my palette that I'm working out of today. This, if you guys are not familiar with this is Saint Makeup. I have used this for the past 6 years. It's a cream foundation. It is amazing. It works like a paint by number for your face. So you're basically putting colors in certain areas on your face, and that creates your overall makeup look, which is really amazing. And the coolest part is it's all in one palette. Saint has so many different sizes that you can choose from. I feel like I'm constantly switching my tins in and out of different palettes. Today I'm using this palette, which is on sale. It's 40% off right now. Saint actually has a sale going on for until the 15th. So June 15th, there are select items that are 40% off. This palette is one of them. This blush that I'm going to use today is 40% off. My bronzer that I'm going to use today is 40% off. These two eyeshadows are 40% off. And this eyeshadow cleaning tile thing, 40% off. The brushes, pretty much all the brushes I'm using today are 40% off. Like the eyeshadow brush is $12. And it is a really, really, really good brush. So if you guys are in the market for new makeup, I am an artist for the company as well. And I can get you all hooked up. If you want to get color matched to this makeup specifically, so that you know exactly what shades are right for you, go ahead and comment match right here on this live or on the replay. You should get an automated message that I have set up with information on like how to get matched. It's totally free. I do like to see a picture of you just how you see me in this camera right now. So there is a window, a huge window on the other side of me, and this, I would say honestly, is not the best lighting because there's a bunch of trees. But we could make this work, but I would love to be able to see like your neck, your chest, but mostly your face, because I want natural light on your face so that I can determine the best shades for you. A lot of times I get pictures where you're laying on the couch and there's shadows, or you're in your bathroom. Bathroom lighting is really bad because it makes your skin look a lot yellower than it really is. People will take the picture with the window behind you, but we want the window in front of you. So that's the biggest part of the match, but I don't hound you guys. I don't I'm not going to spam you, but I just email you back a detailed list of exactly what shades I would recommend for you. I have been an artist for Saint for 6 years now, and most of my matches I do virtually. So I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on matching over pictures, which is really great so that you can just get going with the makeup that you want. Saint also has these starter collections that are great. All sorts of things. There's so many different ways to get started with Saint to like really fit whatever budget you're wanting to stay in, and that's where I really come into play too, is we can work one-on-one. You have my phone number so you can text me to figure out like, okay, I know I want this, this, and this, but this is my budget. What should I do? That's where I come into play and help you. So that sale again is going on through the 15th. Don't miss out on the sale. There are so many good eyeshadows, blushes, lip and cheek colors, like I said, the bronzer I'm using today, and brushes. Like, if there is anywhere you want to save, it's brushes, because brushes can be an investment. Same with palettes, and there's a lot of those types of things on sale. Okay, let's start out with our eyeshadow first. So this first color I'm using, this one is called Chai. So I'm going to use this one as my base on my eyelids, okay? So this is the eyeshadow brush. This sucker is $12 right now. Really, really a good deal. This is pretty much the only eyeshadow brush I use from Saint. They have like 3 or 4 different eyeshadow brushes, but I have just found that if I want something that is quick and easy, this is like your one-stop shop, and it's double-ended. So you're technically getting 2 brushes for the price of 1, which is really, really great. So I'm putting Chai just on my entire lid, basically. And then this little cleaning tile I actually really like in my palette because I can clean off the bristles in between shades, okay? So this next color, this little bad boy is Stardust, and Stardust is 40% off right now. I think it makes it like, I don't know, $9, $6, something like that. So this one is super pretty. I'm going to use this one just on the outer corner here, and we're just going to come in and deepen it on the outside here. I'm going to focus it on right here in the crease, and then also bringing it up on my brow bone just a bit, just to add some overall depth with it. Hi babe, how are you doing? I get to come see my friend after this live, you guys. Shout out to Kelly. Okay, are you seeing this? How pretty is this, you guys? Okay, that one is Stardust. And with my eyeshadows, it pretty much, if you guys catch me live or you've seen my tutorials, then you know I pretty much do the same exact thing, same exact application every time with my stuff. I don't branch out of it that often. Okay, we're kind of focusing that like center and out. All right, clean that bristle off. And then I'm actually going to go to this lighter one right here. This one is called Drift, and I flipped my brush around to this smaller end. And this one, we're going to focus on the inner corner because I love a nice light eye on the inner corner. I just feel like it really helps the eyes pop. And then I also bring it down and kind of flick it out like that. Do you put a base on your lids before applying eyeshadow? I don't put like a specific eyeshadow primer. I probably should. It's just one more step for me. So typically I will, if I have BB cream on, that BB cream goes on my eyelid and kind of acts as a base, or I will put like my highlight shade. I'll kind of brush that on my eyelid. Today I forgot. So do as I say, not as I do. But those are good ways to kind of just give your eyeshadow a good base so that it lasts longer. There is one called, now I'm forgetting the name. It starts with an S. Sorbet. Sorbet. You can find it on Amazon. I actually might even have that linked in my Amazon store. But that one is a really, really good eyeshadow primer if you are like, I have to have some sort of primer. That one really is good. But honestly, the highlights from these cream makeups work, I think, just as good, especially if you're using a setting powder as well. Okay, now we're going to get to the eyeliner part of this. So I'm actually going to be using what's called the Etch brush. This is a newer brush from Saint, but it looks like this on one end, and then it's got this really fun like rounded end on the other side. And we're going to go into this darker one, which is Rigoletto. This little baby is also on sale, 40% off right now. Oh, and I just dug my entire finger into it. That's cool. But I'm going to use this one as my eyeliner today, solely because it's a darker shadow, so it's going to work as an eyeliner. So the first trick that you want to remember is, so we're going to dip it in, we're going to dip that square end into the shadow. But here, we're going to get a little bit closer. Okay, you are going to basically, follow your natural waterline, which starts basically right here. Okay, so we're looking at, as I poke myself in the eye, we're looking at this right here. That is where my natural waterline is. So you're going to want to start at the corner right there. Pretty much, if you can feel the bristle on that corner waterline of your eye, that's where you begin to flick it out, okay? So with the Etch brush, we're basically going right off of that waterline, okay? I'm going to get a little more eyeshadow on there because it's hard to see it. So you kind of dig it in there, and it creates this like very, very subtle, and that's what I like about it, is it's very forgiving if you mess up. But we're going off of this, especially with my eyes. My eyes tend to go down in the corners. They tend to go down. And so by starting right here and going up, you can even kind of blink if you need to help it flick up. It's going to give the illusion that my eye is going up, okay? So just going right off of that. And then we kind of close in the gap right here. And you can kind of bring it down. So I like this one because it's starting the whole thing out very subtle. You can do this with a black eyeshadow. Saint has other like chocolatey, like matte chocolatey eyeshadows that are really, really pretty. But this one's going to be more of a subtle, which I think is great while learning how to do eyeliner, because you can easily get it messed up. So again, I'm going right off of this, and I can even kind of blink, and that's where I'm making my mark with my eyeliner. I can even feel the bristle touching that waterline, and then again, you come in and close the gap. This is so weird for me to not have the rest of my makeup done. So this is like it's feeling unfinished. But what I've seen is when you start out with your eyes, you tend to actually use less makeup because your eyes are done. So that's another benefit to doing some eyeshadow first. Give me some hearts if you don't wear eyeshadow. Like, that was me. Before I found Saint, I did not see the point of eyeshadow. I just never wore it except for on date nights. But even then, I had this really pretty soft pink palette from like Maybelline. And that was like my special eyeshadow that I would bring out for date nights. I actually wore it in my wedding too. I was like full on pink eyeshadow and I felt so special. But once I discovered Saint, I was like, man, all these girls, their eyeshadows look so pretty. And so I tried it and I loved it. Okay, so that is like my eyeliner trick for right now. I'm going to move to foundation. We'll do mascara last, but I'm going to move to contour, and looks like my child got a hold of my brush. Contour, bronzer, brightener. That's what we're going to move on to. So the brush I'm using, this is called the Buff brush. This baby is 40% off right now. So I'm going to dip the smaller end actually into my contour, and we're going to start out at the forehead up here. Just right here. Okay, and then we're going to flick that up into the hairline. The Buff brush is really good if you do like a bit of a fuller coverage because it picks up on more pigment. And so I typically like to wear my foundation lighter, but if you are like a full coverage girly, you will really love the Buff brush. I have found that I like this brush more for contour purposes. But some girls like to use the bigger end for their like foundation part because it does go on a bit fuller. Is that the word? Okay, so I'm feeling for my cheekbone, which wherever that rounded point is right here, that is where you want to start your contour out. So what I actually really love about this is you can curve it. So see how it just gives like this really natural, it's very precise with my contour. And then you can kind of flick that up and it'll help define that contour. So I will bring it back into my hairline, just like that. Now, this might need more blending, but for now, we're gonna stop right there. With contour too, you wanna stop basically at the corner of your eye. You really wanna focus that contour back here and underneath that rounded bone there, okay? So now I'm gonna use the blend brush. This puppy is also 40% off right now, okay? Hi, Lily. Thank you. I spent extra time on my brows this morning. Like, by extra time, I think I spent, honestly, like around 8 minutes. My brows take longer than my actual makeup. Anyways, thank you. Okay, what I'm using for bronzer today, this is technically a highlight. So this is Fiji. I have been using this as my bronzer for like the past 4 months. It is really awesome for lighter skin tones because if you feel like bronzer is making you too warm or too orangey, you might really like Fiji because I feel like it takes a lot of that over warmthness out and just gives like a really pretty warmth. So I'm putting my bronzer here and here, and then I'm going to bring it on top of my cheekbones here, keeping that bronzer at the back, like right above the contour. And then you can also kind of go up under your jaw like this, and then you can bring it down in the center to help define and chisel out your face and your neck. And I showed this trick at an in-person class one time that I was giving at my church, and I was showing them how you can take your bronzer to bring it down, because a lot of times girls are like, my face just naturally is darker than my neck and chest, and I'm like, don't pull your foundation down your face. That's a waste of product. Instead, bring your bronzer right in the center, and it's going to help slim your neck, but also it balances out the different tones in your face. So that's a nice little trick to do the next time you try your makeup. Just go kind of like right here underneath your jaw. That's going to help really define that and give nice shadows. It's going to slim out your neck. And then we can kind of go in here. I really like the blend brush. It's kind of a smaller version of the blush and bronzer brush. And I feel like the blush and bronzer brush works really amazing if you have a more forehead to work with or just a bigger face. If you have a smaller forehead like me, where you have to like really be careful with how you're putting your shadows, otherwise you like give yourself no forehead, then you'll really like this brush because you can be more precise with where you're putting your bronzers, with where you're putting your blush, because it's still fluffy. You get that like fluffiness with the brush, but it's not going to be so big that it's going into areas that it shouldn't. One thing that I recently noticed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been teaching this the wrong way all these years, but it's just, you don't know what you don't know. The more I was like analyzing my after pictures, I was like really looking, and I'm like, why do my eyes change so much, like between the before and the after? Well, I was putting my bronzer, I'd always say like, you want to put your bronzer in a C shape, like right here is kind of your general area. So I literally was doing like this C shape, but what was happening is I was darkening these areas, and so it was giving the illusion that my eyes were a lot closer to each other, and so it was like really narrowing that part in, when in reality our eyes, we want our eyes to feel like they're coming out and like up. And so, you know, with makeup, that's where you do kind of have to be careful, because you can start to give your face illusions that aren't really there. And I was asking my friends around, like, what am I doing? Like, why is it looking so weird? And so they were like, you need to not darken that area of your face. I didn't realize that. So that is a very recent, like within the last 2 weeks type of change. Did you guys see how the sunlight got bright and then it didn't? So I should have really gotten in better lighting for you guys. AKA not in this room, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so that's bronzer. Those are all the spots that you can put bronzer. It's really amazing. The next color that I'm doing is my blush. You guys, it's Ibiza. If I could pick my top 5 blushes, this one 100% makes it into that list. And she's 40% off. It is on sale right now, okay? So Ibiza is really, really a pretty color. I love it during the summertime. It is just a dang good blush color. So if you can snag only one, oh, that's hard. It's a toss-up between Jolene and this one, honestly, because it is such a pretty blush color. Like, look at that. It's just so pretty. One of my favorites. It's really pretty on the eyes as well, if you want to use it as an eyeshadow. If you're like in a spot where you don't have eyeshadow available, this is beautiful as an eyeshadow. It's more of it's a glossier one. It's not a matte shade. I don't know if you can kind of see the gloss in it up front, which I personally love a glossy blush over a matte blush, because we're just all about the glow around here. However we can get our makeup just really glowy and shiny, the better. So this is a really, really good one to have. Okay, now we're gonna move on to, what are we gonna move on to? We're gonna do a little bit of color corrector. I just realized I think I got some eyeshadow in my brightener. So let me just scoop that on out over there. Okay, this is my color corrector. We're gonna scoop some of that out of there too. This is going to go, so this is a darker highlight. So in the Saint world, we call our like foundation colors highlights because you don't put these all over your face like traditional foundation does. You know, with liquid, you like squirt it out and you put it on like it's a moisturizer. This, you have your brush. You can also use your finger if you want. I prefer a brush. It's more sanitary, it's more precise. You can blend it a little bit better. But you can use your fingers if you don't have a brush. If there's one brush to get, start with the blend brush. She's on sale. It's 40% off. You'll be glad you did. But I'm going to start with the color corrector, just dabbing a little bit in there. And I'm going to go right here around my nose, like so. And it's going to help neutralize that redness. A lot of times we have like broken capillaries right here around our nostrils, and so I'm just putting that color right here. But notice I'm not touching other areas because I just want to tone down some of the redness that I'm seeing on my nose. You might not be able to see it on the camera here, but just by doing that little bit, it helped neutralize some of that redness in here. I'm gonna also see my under eyes right now. They're looking a little tired. I'm gonna also pinch the small end of this brush. Yeah, we're gonna use this brush. I'm gonna pinch that. I'm going to put that darker color right here and also right here, okay? Because my under eyes are a little bluish purple right now. And then I'm gonna blend that out a little bit. And it's gonna help neutralize some of that darkness. Right in there. And then if you're like me and you get your contour down just a little too far, you can take actually we're gonna take our brightener for that. Just kidding. Okay, so brightener is white peach is what I've got today. Watch this. I'm gonna chisel that part out, which is going to define this whole area a lot more. And then you can kind of soften it with the soft end, the fluffy end of that brush. But it just helps, it takes it from like looking like that to being more chiseled. Can you guys see that difference? Here it's like raw, fresh on there. This is like more refined. And all I did was take my brightener a little bit and just run it right along the bottom of there. You can even kind of scoop your cheek a little bit and then take that fluffy end and just soften that a little bit. Okay? What do you guys think of that? Is that a new trick? Have you seen that before? Another spot that I like to put my brightener is right here on the middle of my forehead. You can see I've got some forehead lines going on, so I will put that brightener right below my forehead line. And then again, we're just blending. You can even bring that down to help kind of contour and define your nose a bit. And then you can even take your bronzer on each side, like this. And that's going to define your nose a little bit more. So if you have a rounded nose like I do and you want it to be more narrow right in here, that's a little trick you can do with either your bronzer or contour. I prefer bronzer personally. And then one more spot you can put your brightener is like right below where we put that color corrector. And then this is where it's really fun, because this is where you can start to define your eyeshadow by following that brush up. Everything with our faces, we want to bring up. And so with your eyeshadow, you know, we've got the wing going that we created, but now you can define that even more. and keeping this area right here nice and open and nice and bright. So when you're blending, we're always like moving that up. What color bronzer am I using? So I am using, really good question, I am using Fiji Highlight from Saint. So it's technically a highlight, it's this one, but I love it as a bronzer. It is one of my favorites. My friend told me to try that, and I tried it, and I have never gone back. And that was about 4 months ago. It is such a pretty bronzer. Okay, you guys, can we even? This has all been out of one stinking palette. The last thing I'm gonna do, I'm using Balm. This is an amazing, really natural, we call these illuminators. What Saint calls in the Saint world, what makeup is called in the Saint world is different than the actual makeup world. So what we call illuminators, makeup people call highlights. So it can be a little confusing, but I don't really like anything super sparkly here. Some people do, and if that's your jam, girl, do it. But for me, I just want my skin to look radiant. I work really hard with my skincare to get my skin under control, and this balm, just when the light hits it just right, can you see kind of that shine? It just makes my skin look healthy and dewy. So I really like Balm because it's just this like clear, really subtle, natural shine. You can also put it like on the tip of your nose and even your Cupid's bow, like that. One other area I'm gonna color correct is actually right here. I have a little bit of melasma right here. That took me forever to realize what was going on. I thought it was my self-tanner giving me a mustache, and then I let my self-tanner like completely come off, and I was like, nope, it's still there. I think I have melasma. So I'll take my color corrector right here, and it just helps like subtly get rid of that. Skincare has helped minimize it a lot. But news, melasma is actually like a hormone related thing. So it's really hard to control, turns out. Okay, this is the fun part. We're only putting mascara on the top lashes, and then I'm going to show you how you can kind of define your eye on the bottom without using mascara. So the mascara I'm using right now is from L'Oreal. It's the Bambi Eyes one, and I actually really like it. I think it's a really, really good mascara. It thickens your lashes, but it also lengthens them, which I love. I do use an eyelash serum that has been incredible for eyelash growth in general. It's a vegan one, so it doesn't burn my eyes. It doesn't leave like weird red like rings around my eyelids or anything like that. It's really awesome. I hate wearing fake lashes. That's just me personally. I'm not a fake lash lover. I know some people absolutely love them. I think being a mom, I'm just like, it's just one more thing I would have to deal with. I don't know. There's a huge debate surrounding fake lashes as if they save time or add time. I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel weird about having stuff like attached to my eyes. It's a feeling thing. I don't know. Anyways, lash serum is the answer for me because it gives my lashes nice length, and I don't have to deal with the crazy glue or anything like that. Oh my gosh, my nails look so bad right now. Look how grown out they are. But the color itself was really pretty. I wish I would have taken a picture of what they used on me. This was my Mother's Day present. So Mother's Day was a month ago? My husband surprised me with a nail appointment, and I did not take a picture of the color. I'm so sorry. But it is like a pretty bubblegum kind of nail color. Okay, be sure to stick around because I want to show you guys a little something with how I define my eyes once I get my mascara on. Is there anything more boring than watching someone put mascara on, or do you guys find it fun? Sometimes I like to see how people put it on and see if I'm doing it wrong. I've come a long way, you guys. I used to get mascara all over my eyelids, and I was like, this is why I can't do my eyeshadow first, because I get mascara all over it. But turns out I just needed to slow down with how fast I was putting it on. But also, there are tricks to get mascara off your eyeshadow without ruining your eyeshadow, which I'll show you in just a second because I've got a little bit on my eyes. Okay. That's okay. Yay, hubby. I know. I was like, wow, babe. You like, every now and then he surprises me like that. Okay. So take a little spoolie like this. And ironically, this is also 40% off, but I love this thing. It's really awesome for traveling because it kind of like goes in its own little case, and then you flip this around and it's a pen. But if you get mascara on your eyelids, you want to wait till it's fully dry, and then you just run this spoolie over it, and it takes off any excess mascara that you might have gotten on your eyes, which I didn't get a ton on there, so yay for that. All right, we're going to go back to the etch brush really fast, and all we're going to do is we're going to dip it back in that darker eyeshadow, and we're just going to put this right on the outer corner like that. And you're basically going to stop when you get to your pupil. You don't want to bring it out any more than that. But this really helps define your lash line without putting mascara there. Isn't that pretty? So same on the other side. And the etch brush is really nice for this because it's the density of the bristles is like perfect for getting this spot on. But again, we're stopping right at the pupil. You don't want to go past that. So this really gives, and so then it like all connects. So you've got your wing here, and then that wing just goes right down into that. And so this wing basically acts as like an extension of that last lash right here. So pretty, right? You can flip this around to the other end, and if you're like, I still need like some shine on the inner corner, you can use that little bit and meet that lighter color with the darker color and kind of pull it out like that. Yes, girl, I will be saving this video. I'll be reposting it right after this. Okay? Friends, that's it. That's it. Like so easy. I didn't use a foundation. If you watch this from beginning to the end, then you saw there's like no technical foundation on my face. We're just creating dimension with contour and bronzer, adding some brightener in there. It's an easy way to help your face look nice and fresh without having to like pile a bunch of makeup onto it. So I hope you learned something from this live. If you want to be matched, drop the keyword match in the comments below, whether you're on here live or you're on the replay. I have an automation that I've set up to shoot you over information on how to get custom matched. I do recommend going the custom way, but Saint also has some really amazing starter collections where you save anywhere from like $20 to $60 just by bundling. And it's really nice because you don't have to think. You just say, I want this one, and which skin tone am I, type of thing. That one's super easy that way. But I always recommend getting matched first so that you can get my professional recommendation on what shades would be best for you. And then don't forget, the sale ends on the 15th. So select items are 40% off. Things have already gone out of stock, but everything I used in today's live, I checked. It's all still in stock. Yay! So thank you guys so much for being on here. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you in my stories. I'm gonna refine this hair and like do a tutorial for like a slicked hairstyle. What do you guys think of that? So anyways, have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye.